Hello, what's up YouTube photographer Ronix with an tutorial. In this tutorial, you are going to be learning skin retouching from the very start to the very end in about 12 minutes. So simply spare 12 minutes of your time to understand frequency separation and skin retouching in general from the very start to the very end. And the image you're going to be using today is taken by Salami Photography, and I'll also put his YouTube link in the description of this very video. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the image right now. So before we proceed, you have to notice and ensure that you understand frequency separation and what it does to the image. Frequency separation basically divides the image into two layers, that is the high frequency layer and the low frequency layer. In the high frequency layer, we have the textures, and in the low frequency layer, we have the colors. So that when we work on the colors and the textures and we refine them and we combine both layers, we have to end up with the same image that has been retouched and fine-tuned very well, and that is what we term as a retouched image. So just going to come and create those two layers by coming the background layer right here and simply press Ctrl J twice. By the I'm using Photoshop 2020, and after doing that, you can double click right here to rename this to low frequency, and you're going to name this to high frequency. Like I said, the low frequency layer contains the colors and the high frequency layer contains the textures. So we're going to hide the high frequency layer and come and select the low frequency layer right here, and you're going to come right to filter and come down to blur and come to Gaussian blur. So this is the most important step when it comes to skin retouching using frequency separation, because this step determines the amount of skin details that you're going to remain with in the final retouched image. So you're simply going to zoom out by using the zoom out button, and we look for an area that has more skin textures in this very image. So we're going to be using this as a reference point by taking up the radius slider. So you have to left click and hold down, and you drag the radius slider up to a point when the textures are just starting to get lost or disappear. So take that up to when you're starting to close out on the textures within your image. So at around 8, that is when I'm just starting to close out on the details or the textures in this image. So for your image, your radius may be a little bit different. So you have to stop at the point when you're just starting to close out on the skin textures or skin details, and simply hit OK. So after doing that, remember, this is only going to be containing the colors. That's why you can see that the image is lacking textures and the details. So come to the high frequency and now select it and now activate it right here. Then come to image and come down to apply image. So you can notice that my image is 16-bit because I have 16 right here. Then you may be having 8-bit, and this is also important when it comes to frequency separation. So when it comes to this step for apply image, it is going to open the apply image window right here. Then come to layer and simply select the low frequency layer. Make sure the channel is set to RGB right here. And if at all you have 16, it means you have to use the settings for a 16-bit image, and vice versa for an 8-bit image. So I'm just going to show you the 16-bit settings and later on for the 8-bit image. So I'm just going to come here and simply change the blend mode to add. The scale is 2, offset 0, opacity 100%, preserve transparency and mask cannot checked, and make sure you turn on the invert option, and you can see the textures are now on this gray layer which is lacking colors. Then if at all you are having 8 right here, it means that your image is going to be an 8-bit image. So what you have to do, simply with the low frequency layer selected, the channel is RGB, make sure the blend has to be, or the blending has to be subtract. The scale is 2, offset 128, opacity 100%, preserve transparency and mask cannot checked. Make sure the invert option is also not turned on, and you'll have the same results, that is the textures on the gray layer which is lacking colors. But for my case, I have 16, meaning I have to change this back to add, and I invert. The scale is 2, offset 0, and I'll simply hit OK. So right now we have the textures on the gray layer, and we want to review back the information within the image. So just come here to the blending and change it from normal and change it all the way down to linear light. So after doing that, we're just going to select both layers by pressing Ctrl, or you can use Command, and selecting both layers and simply dragging this in the folder icon, put them in a group. So you can double click on the name to rename that to frequency separation. Then after doing that, you're just going to left click on the drop down arrow down here, and it's going to open the group. And what we have to do, we are now going to come and hide the high frequency layer and select the low frequency layer. So usually when you're retouching, you want first of all work with colors and later on work on the textures, because as you're working and blending the colors in the skin tone, you're going to be flattening most of the blemishes, and that is going to ease the blemish removal process for this very image. So select the low frequency layer right here, and after that just come under the brushes, right click and get the mixer brush tool. And if at all you don't have the mixer brush tool right under the brushes, you can always right click here and you find your mixer brush tool amongst these. So mine is right there. So after doing that, simply come and set up the mixer brush tool. So the settings for whichever tool that you choose in Photoshop are always going to be on top right here. So just come and simply make sure the hardness is set to 0% and soft round is selected right here. And also make sure clean brush is also selected. And we have two options. One is load the brush after each and every stroke, and the second one is clean the brush after each and every stroke. Remember, as we're working on the colors within the skin tones, we are working with different colors, so we want to command the brush to automatically be cleaned by Photoshop by selecting this second option right here. You're going to be using a weight of 9%, load 75, mix at 90, flow of 100%, and make sure sample all layers is not turned on, because when you click on this option and you leave the high frequency layer turned on, when you start painting, it is also going to paint textures back into the low frequency layer, which you don't want. So make sure sample all layers is not turned on and you hide the high frequency layer. The reason for hiding it is because we don't want to be distracted by the colors, or we don't want to be distracted rather by the textures in this very image. So after doing that, if at all the mixer brush tool is showing a plus icon like this, simply press the caps lock key. Then if at all you want to increase or decrease on the size of the mixer brush tool as you're editing, you can use the open and close brackets on the keyboard. So how to apply the mixer brush tool? We simply have to blend the colors right there. So I'm just going to make sure as you're editing the image, you retouch at a distance and don't zoom all the way in, because when you do this, you can't see the uneven skin tone transition. So what you're going to be using the mixer brush tool is to blend and have a smooth transition within the skin color or skin tones. So you can see that we have this dark patch right here. So we want to blend it to be part of these medium tones surrounding this black patch. So how to apply the mixer brush tool? You left click and hold down. So you left click and hold down and you move the strokes of the mixer brush tool the way that area is shaped, so that you can create the nice and smooth blend, so that you can blend the colors and create a harmonious transition within those colors. So I'm just going to be blending, and you have to move the strokes of the brush and use a relatively small brush so that you can maintain or keep within the boundaries or borders of the area you're working on. And as you're using this technique, you can notice that sometimes the image may look a little bit plastic, but don't mind about that, because we initially turned off the textures of the image. So we are going to be looking at that later on. So mix the colors, and while they are transitioning from one color to another, so you have to keep on clicking and releasing to mix a different color, just like that. You click, hold down, mix, release, click, mix, hold down, just like that. So you mix while still holding down, and you mix a given area, and you can notice that the forehead is looking a little bit more of a wax toy or wax doll. So when you come back and return on the texture layer, you can notice that the textures are still left intact within this very image. That's the before after. So I'm just going to hide this and work onto the rest of the image. So I'll forward this, and you can see I'm moving the strokes of the mixer brush tool the way a given area is shaped, so that I can still maintain the originality of the model's face. So I'll see you after forwarding this. Hello, welcome back, and now you can see that we are now done using the mixer brush tool, and you can see this is the before after, before, after, and the image looks great, and we have finally mixed the transitions within the skin. So anything after using the mixer brush tool, just want to refine the areas we may have missed out when we are using the mixer brush tool to blend the transitions within the skin. So what we're going to be doing, we are simply going to select, after activating the high frequency layer, still on the low frequency layer, just come and get the lasso tool right here, and make sure new selection mode is selected right here, and feathering is 22 pixels, because we want the edges of the selection to be as smooth as possible, and you don't want those annoying lines left as a result of the edges of the selection being sharp. So just come, left click and hover around and only select the areas that have skin, and keep away from selecting the eyebrows or even the hair in that case. So just come and do that, and after that simply come back to filter, come to blur, and come to Gaussian blur. Remember, the selection I've made is following the shape of that given area, so it is going to bring back the radius that we had for a frequency separation. Simply drag this up to a point when you're getting a very nice texture for the skin, and stop at that point. And if at all you're not accurate with that, if at all you're not conversant with that, simply multiply the radius that you applied for a frequency separation at the start of the tutorial, multiply that value by 3. So 8 times 3, I'll just type in 24. So just type in that value, and 24 rather, and hit OK. So we're going to be applying this onto the rest of the image to fine tune the areas that we may have missed out when we're using the mixer brush tool. So I'm just going to be doing this on the areas, and you can see I'm following the way the face is shaped to keep and maintain the original shape of the model's face. So right click and come to Gaussian blur, just like that, and I'm just going to come to deselect, click out from the selection, or come and make a new selection right now, and it's going to automatically deselect the previous selection that you had. So just come to Gaussian blur right there, and if at all it is too much in that area, right click on the selection and come to fade Gaussian blur, and you can reduce on the opacity of the effect in that area. So I'm just going to leave everything at 100%. So you have to keep on making these shapes, filter, blur, and come to Gaussian blur, just like that, and it's going to apply that effect in those areas. So this selector, I'm just coming straight to making a new selection, and it's going to automatically deselect the previous selection. So I'm just going to come to the nose area. So when it comes to the nose area, simply apply it on different areas. Don't apply or don't select the whole nose. Apply it on the darkest areas of the nose, and keep away from the highlight of the nose, because when you apply it on the whole nose, it's going to make the nose look big and look flat, which is not going to be looking nice at all. So keep away from the edges, like I said, as we are applying the lasso tool technique to fine tune our image. So I'm just going to come and apply it right here and over the chin, and it's going to give me the best result after doing the skin retouching. So you can see the image is okay and doesn't look plastic. It's because we have applied the right amount of Gaussian blur. You can see the textures are still intact, and you can see this is the before after. The image looks great. So after doing that, like I said, we have to now work on the textures and remove the blemishes. And remember, the blemishes are part of the texture or high frequency layer. So just come to the high frequency layer and select it, and come and get the clone stamp tool. Make sure the hardness is set to 0 and soft round brush is selected right there. Opacity in the flat 100%. Make sure the sample is set to current layer and not current and blur. So make sure current layer is selected, and after doing that, simply zoom in, because we want to be precise with the blemish removal. So how to remove a blemish? Simply hold down the option key on the keyboard, or you can use the alternate key on the keyboard, and make sure the size of the clone stamp tool is slightly bigger than the blemish that you want to remove. You can use the bracket keys to play around with different sizes of the clone stamp tool, and simply hold down the option key or the alternate key on the keyboard, and you left click on an area that is clean and doesn't have a blemish, but that area should be close to the blemish that you want to remove, and simply left click over the blemish that you want to eliminate in that case. So I'll forward this, and I'll see you later on in this tutorial. Now you can see that we are done doing the skin retouching for this very image, and you can see this is the before, after. So this is how you can do skin retouching in Photoshop using frequency separation. And if at all you have learned a thing or two from this video, don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to subscribe this channel if at all you have been watching and you're not subscribed yet to this channel. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in yet more amazing tutorials, and don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.